The year is 1925. The world is in the throes of significant change, with the aftermath of World War I still reverberating across continents. In Africa, the impact of European colonialism is deeply felt, and Chad is no exception. The African continent bears the heavy weight of European colonialism. The imposition of foreign rule has disrupted traditional societies, economies, and ways of life. The colonial powers have redrawn borders, often with little regard for the ethnic and cultural landscapes they divide. Chad, a landlocked nation in north-central Africa, finds itself at a crossroads. Its vast and varied landscape, from the arid Sahara in the north to the fertile savannas in the south, is home to a mosaic of cultures and traditions. Its diverse population, encompassing over 200 ethnic groups, is bound together by a shared destiny under French rule. The French colonial administration imposes its authority, seeking to exploit the region's resources while maintaining control over its people. This period marks the beginning of a century of profound transformation for Chad, setting the stage for a struggle for independence, political upheavals, and a constant search for stability and prosperity. The seeds of resistance are sown as Chadians begin to envision a future free from colonial domination. This essay delves into the intricacies of Chad's journey from 1925 to 2025, exploring the enduring legacy of colonialism, the complexities of independence, and the ongoing challenges and triumphs that have shaped the nation's identity. From the early days of colonial rule to the modern era, Chad's history is a tapestry woven with threads of resilience, struggle, and hope. This story of Chad in the 20th and 21st centuries is one of resilience in the face of adversity. Despite the numerous challenges, including political instability, economic hardship, and social upheaval, the people of Chad have continually demonstrated an unyielding spirit. It is a testament to the human spirit's ability to navigate the tumultuous waters of political change, economic hardship, and social transformation. The journey has been fraught with difficulties, but it has also been marked by moments of triumph and progress. Through it all, the people of Chad have demonstrated an unwavering determination to forge a brighter future for their nation. Their story is one of hope, resilience, and an enduring quest for a better tomorrow, reflecting the indomitable spirit of a nation at the crossroads of change. France established its control over Chad in the early 20th century, incorporating it into French Equatorial Africa. The colonial administration, driven by economic exploitation, focused on extracting resources such as cotton and rubber. French policies often exacerbated existing ethnic tensions, creating divisions that would have lasting repercussions. Education and infrastructure development were limited, primarily benefiting the French colonizers and a select few within the Chadian elite. Despite the oppressive nature of colonial rule, seeds of resistance were sown. Chadian nationalism began to emerge, fueled by a growing awareness of the injustices inflicted by French colonialism. Religious leaders and traditional chiefs played a significant role in mobilizing resistance against the colonial administration. As the winds of change swept across Africa in the mid-20th century, the call for independence in Chad grew louder and more insistent. On August 11, 1960, Chad finally broke free from the shackles of French colonialism, embarking on a new chapter as an independent nation. The streets were filled with jubilant crowds, waving flags and singing songs of freedom. It was a moment of immense pride and hope for the future. François Tombalbaye, a prominent figure in the Chadian Progressive Party, became the country's first president. His leadership was seen as a beacon of hope, promising to guide the nation towards prosperity and unity. The euphoria of independence was, however, short-lived. The initial excitement gave way to the harsh realities of nation-building. Chad inherited a legacy of underdevelopment, ethnic divisions, and a weak national identity. The colonial rulers had left behind a fragmented society with deep-seated ethnic and regional disparities. These challenges were compounded by Cold War rivalries, as both the Soviet Union and the United States sought to exert their influence in the newly independent nation. The geopolitical tug-of-war added another layer of complexity to Chad's already fragile state. The early years of independence were marked by political instability and internal strife. The promise of a united and prosperous Chad seemed increasingly elusive as different factions vied for power. Tombalbaye's authoritarian tendencies and attempts to consolidate power alienated many, leading to unrest and rebellion. His policies, often seen as favoring certain ethnic groups over others, exacerbated existing tensions. The rise of armed opposition groups, fueled by ethnic grievances and political marginalization, plunged Chad into a cycle of violence that would plague the nation for decades to come. The dream of a peaceful and prosperous Chad seemed to slip further away with each passing year, as the country grappled with the twin challenges of internal division and external pressures. Section 4. Navigating Political Turmoil, Coup and Conflicts. The post-independence history of Chad has been characterized by a series of coups, military interventions, and civil conflicts. After gaining independence from France in 1960, the country struggled to establish a stable government. The initial years were marked by political instability and power struggles among various factions. In 1975, the first major coup took place when President François Tombalbaye was overthrown and assassinated in a military coup led by General Félix Malloum. This event marked a significant turning point in Chad's political landscape. Malloum's rule, however, proved equally fragile. His government faced numerous challenges, including internal dissent and external pressures. In 1979, he was ousted from power, leading to a period of further instability. The late 1970s and early 1980s witnessed a period of intense internal conflict. Various factions, each with their own agendas and foreign backers, vied for control of the capital, N'Djamena. This period was marked by brutal fighting and significant civilian suffering. Amidst this chaos, Hissène Habré, a former prime minister, emerged as a dominant figure. In 1982, he seized power through a military takeover. Habre's rule was characterized by authoritarianism and a ruthless approach to dissent. Habre's regime was marked by widespread human rights abuses and brutal repression. Thousands of people were imprisoned, tortured, or killed during his 8-year rule. His government was notorious for its use of secret police and harsh measures to silence opposition. In 1990, Habre was eventually overthrown by Idriss Déby, who had served as Habre's army chief of staff. Déby's rise to power was seen as a new chapter for Chad, but the challenges were far from over. Déby, who would remain in power for over 3 decades, inherited a nation deeply scarred by conflict and instability. His tenure saw efforts to rebuild and stabilize the country, but also faced criticism for authoritarian practices and continued unrest. The legacy of coups and conflicts has left an indelible mark on Chad's history and continues to shape its present and future. Section 5. The Shadow of Foreign Intervention. Throughout its post-independence history, Chad has been caught in the crosshairs of regional conflicts and foreign interventions. Libya, under the rule of Muammar Gaddafi, played a significant role in destabilizing Chad, supporting various rebel groups and engaging in military incursions. The conflict with Libya over the Aouzou Strip, a mineral-rich region in northern Chad, further exacerbated tensions and instability. France, the former colonial power, also maintained a significant military presence in Chad, intervening militarily on several occasions to prop up friendly regimes and counter Libyan influence. The involvement of foreign powers, while sometimes providing a semblance of stability, often served to exacerbate existing tensions and prolong conflicts. Chad's economy has been plagued by chronic underdevelopment, heavily reliant on subsistence agriculture, and vulnerable to fluctuations in global commodity prices. Cotton production has historically been a major source of export earnings, but its susceptibility to drought and price volatility has hindered sustained economic growth. The discovery of oil in the early 2000s offered a glimmer of hope, but mismanagement, corruption, and the global decline in oil prices have undermined the potential benefits of oil revenue. Poverty, unemployment, and inequality remain pervasive challenges. The lack of adequate infrastructure, limited access to education and healthcare, and the devastating impact of climate change continue to impede economic progress.